Boarding Day Cruise Ship Tips for 2025. Boarding Day. The cruise hasn't even started yet, and already it feels like the Hunger Games with luggage. You've got people dragging 6 suitcases like they're moving onto the ship permanently, someone yelling about their Wi-Fi not working, in a building made of concrete and sadness, and at least one guy holding up the line because he forgot his passport. Sure, Steve, you also forgot to pack pants, right? And you? You're just trying to get on the ship without melting into a sweaty puddle before sail away. That's where these 2025 boarding day tips come in. Think of them as your survival kit, except instead of food and water, it's Wi-Fi screenshots, drink specials, and not ending up in the world's longest queue. Let's dive in before someone sets up a tent in the terminal. Tip number 1. Do online check-in early. Boarding day is not the time to be fumbling through paperwork like you're auditioning for a World's Most Unprepared Traveler award. Cruise lines let you do online check-in days, sometimes weeks, before your trip, so do it. Fill in your passport details, payment info, and those fun little health questions where you basically promise you're not trying to sneak on board with the plague. Here's the part most people forget. Once you've done it, screenshot your boarding pass. Don't rely on pulling it up at the port, because the Wi-Fi there moves slower than your uncle trying to figure out TikTok. And if you're standing in a line, frantically refreshing your phone while everyone behind you sighs loud enough to power the ship's engines, you'll wish you had that screenshot. Be the person who struts right up, phone in hand, boarding pass ready. Not the poor soul holding up the entire cruise like it's amateur hour at the terminal. Tip number 2. Know your arrival time window. Gone are the days when you could just roll up to the port whenever you felt like it. Cruise lines now assign staggered arrival times, which is basically their polite way of saying, don't all show up at once, we can't handle that chaos. And trust me, they mean it. If you show up too early, you'll be parked in a chair for hours, staring at the same vending machine pretzels like they're your only form of entertainment. If you show up too late, you're not fashionably late. You're just standing on the dock waving goodbye while the ship sails away without you. And no, they will not turn around because you got stuck in traffic. Stick to your time slot. It's the golden ticket that gets you through the chaos without feeling like you're part of an airport holiday rush scene. Arrive at the right time, and you'll glide in smoothly, instead of starting your vacation sweating through your shirt because you sprinted down the pier like you were in the Olympics. Tip number 3. Print and protect your luggage tags. This one sounds boring, until you're the person watching everyone else's luggage happily roll onto the ship while yours is mysteriously missing in action. Cruise lines email you those little paper luggage tags. Yes, the ones that look like they were printed on your grandma's dot matrix printer from 1992. Tape them up, laminate them, or better yet, buy those cheap plastic sleeves online. Why? Because if that tag rips off somewhere between the curb and the ship, congratulations. Your suitcase is now on its own vacation, probably headed to the Bahamas without you. I've seen it happen. Bags show up at midnight the next day, or sometimes never. And what's worse than wearing the same travel day outfit for 2 days straight? Nothing. Except maybe explaining to strangers at dinner why you smell like a duty-free shop and stress sweat. Protect the tag, protect your vacation. Easy win. Tip number 4. Drop checked bags with porters and maybe tip a few dollars. Here's the deal. Porters at the cruise terminal are like luggage superheroes. They'll take your suitcase, tag it, and make sure it finds its way to your cabin. And technically, yes, they'll do it for free. You can absolutely hand them your bag, walk away, and never think twice about it. In my opinion, it's a good idea to slip them a couple of bucks as suddenly your bag feels like it just got bumped to first class. Does tipping guarantee your suitcase won't be the last one delivered at 11:58 p.m.? No, but it sure seems to help. Think of it as travel karma. You hand off a couple dollars, and in return you get peace of mind that your luggage is not taking the scenic route around the ship. So yeah, optional. But if you're the kind of person who likes to be extra sure your bags show up before bedtime, that tip is basically a small investment in your sanity. And it's also just a nice thing to do. Win-win. Tip number 5. Boarding day carry-on essentials. Here's the reality. Once you hand your suitcase over to the porters, you and that bag are going to be separated for hours. Sometimes it's quick, but sometimes it doesn't show up until after dinner. If you toss your essentials in there, you're stuck waiting. And nobody wants to start their vacation stressing over where their stuff is. That's why a carry-on bag is your best friend on boarding day. Medications go in here first. Not only because you might need them before your suitcase arrives, but also because bags can get delayed or misrouted. Having meds with you isn't just convenient, it's smart. Travel documents? Same deal. Keep them on you, not buried in checked luggage. Cash and credit cards should ride with you too. Sure, the ship is cashless, but you'll still want some bills for porters, taxis, or little things on shore. A swimsuit or change of clothes? Perfect if you want to dive into the pool right away or freshen up after embarkation. Even snacks or kid must-haves can make those first few hours smoother. Think of it like this. If losing access to it would ruin your afternoon, it belongs in your carry-on. Tip number 6. Download the cruise app before boarding. Cruise ship apps have become the ultimate don't leave home without it tool. But here's the catch. The moment you walk into the port terminal, the Wi-Fi is usually overloaded and data service is spotty at best. Trying to download a 200 megabyte app there? Forget it. You'll be stuck watching the little loading wheel while everyone else is already heading on board. Download it before you leave home, while you've got fast, stable Wi-Fi. Once it's ready, log in and set up your profile so you're not fumbling with it later. The app holds your boarding pass, huge time saver, the daily schedule of activities, maps of the ship, dining times, and even show reservations. On some ships, it even replaces the old safety briefing, so you can knock that out in your cabin instead of standing shoulder to shoulder in a crowd. Without it, you're basically wandering around blind, asking strangers where the comedy show is, or realizing too late you missed the one sushi-making class you actually wanted to try. With it, you're in control from the moment you step on board. Before we move on, if you're enjoying these tips so far, could you please give this video a like and subscribe? And if you write "cruise for you" down in the comments, I'll personally thank you for watching. Tip number 7. Check your dining assignment on day 1. Dinner on a cruise ship is like speed dating. You don't know who you'll get stuck with until you sit down. You could end up at a cozy two-top with ocean views, or at a massive table where the guy next to you insists on showing you all 400 photos of his cat back home. The cruise line tries to make it random, but let's be real. Sometimes you roll snake eyes. That's why you check your dining assignment the moment you board. Don't wait until dinner when you're already committed to the table of doom. If you don't like your table or your time, head straight to the maitre d'. And don't be shy about it. You're not the first person to say, "Please don't put me next to Cousin Eddie who chews like a cement mixer." If you wait until later, you'll be stuck with whatever's left, usually the 9:15 p.m. seating, which is basically midnight dinner for normal people. Tip number 8. Scope out embarkation day drink specials. Day 1 is when the cruise line tests how strong you really are. You walk on the ship, and bam, it's drink deal city. Half-off cocktails. Buy one, get one free margaritas. Unlimited soda packages pitched to you harder than a used car salesman. And you start thinking, well, it's only day 1, maybe I should lock this in. That's exactly the trap. The cruise line knows you're excited, slightly dehydrated from dragging your luggage, and ready to say yes to anything with an umbrella in it. If you're going to splurge on a package, this is the day to do it. Because tomorrow that same piña colada costs more than a tank of gas. My advice? At least look around at the day 1 deals before you hand over your cruise card like it's Monopoly money. Because nothing hurts worse than seeing the guy at the next table drinking 2-for-1 mojitos while you're paying full price like a rookie. Tip number 9. Turn your phone on airplane mode before sail away. Let me put this bluntly. If you don't put your phone on airplane mode before the ship leaves, your cell carrier is about to buy themselves a new yacht. The second you drift into international waters, your phone starts hunting for signals like it's desperate on Tinder, and every swipe, ping, and just a quick scroll on Instagram costs you more than the cruise itself. I've heard horror stories, people racking up $800 bills for accidentally watching TikTok for 5 minutes. 5 minutes. That's not entertainment, that's financial trauma. The fix? Airplane mode. The moment you board, flip the switch and save yourself from what I call the world's most expensive selfie. Besides, it's not like you're missing much. The ship is literally moving, the horn is blasting, and there are people waving from shore. Trust me, that's better than doom scrolling anyway. And hey, you'll thank yourself when you get home to a phone bill that doesn't make you faint. And that's it. Your boarding day survival guide for 2025. I've left a few links in the comments to things I personally use on my cruises, so feel free to check them out if you want to make your trip a little smoother. And hey, the YouTube algorithm seems pretty convinced you'll enjoy the video popping up on your end screen right now. So go give that a watch next.